Good morning, everyone. Thank you. Good morning, graduates. And welcome to a day that you, your family, and friends have been highly anticipating. Your graduation from the University of Wisconsin-Platteville. I am Dr. Mitty Nemec-Stenherter, the Provost and Vice Chancellor for Academic Affairs, and on behalf of those seated on stage, the faculty and staff seated in front of you, and the entire university, welcome to today's ceremony. Now would you please stand and remove your hats for the singing of our national anthem, led today by Caitlin Rinka. Seated. Graduates, today you become part of another special family, that being the University of Wisconsin-Platteville alumni. This is the 196th Commencement ceremony at the University of Wisconsin-Platteville, where more than 55,000 graduates have earned their diplomas. You are also graduating at a very special time as we celebrate our sesquicentennial, the 150th anniversary of the university. You will carry on the rich history that is the University of Wisconsin-Platteville. Congratulations to all of our candidates here today. Last night, we honored the graduates in the School of Business as well as graduate studies students. Later today, we will salute graduates of the College of Liberal Arts and Education and the College of Engineering, Mathematics, and Science. In all, we have 1,007 undergraduate and 138 graduate candidates in these four ceremonies. A little bit about today's ceremony. We will hear words of encouragement and congratulations from our student speaker, principal speaker, and finally from our chancellor. We will also recognize some special people, and then for the main event, we will present the candidates for graduation. Graduates, at each commencement, a student speaker is chosen to represent you, the graduating seniors. This year's speaker is graduating with a degree in industrial technology management with an emphasis in manufacturing and a minor in occupational safety. She has used her involvement in residence life, the Catholic Newman Center, and campus jobs along with her studies to make the most out of her university experience and develop herself into a well-rounded individual. During her time at the university, she completed an internship with Greenback Fan Corporation in Schofield, Wisconsin, as a maintenance and safety intern. So please join me in welcoming Amanda Becker.
Good morning. All right, let's get the papers out. All right. So, it's days like today when we hear, as graduates, we hear from speech whose distinguished alumni and words of encouragement, inspiration from our family and friends. I'm pondering this occasion and the words that would be shared. My mind drifted to some of the most famous speeches that the world has heard to this day. I found myself pondering the infamous words of Martin Luther King Jr., "I have a dream." As he stood on the steps of the Lincoln Memorial, he said, "Even though we face the difficulties of today and tomorrow, I still have a dream." As college students, we know what it's like to face the difficulties of today and tomorrow. And for any procrastinators out there, you've mastered the art of letting today's difficulties become tomorrow's difficulties. But amidst all of our difficulties, do you still have a dream? You see, many of us have been working up to this moment for as long as we can remember. As kids, we had dreams of becoming doctors and veterinarians and engineers. But as we come upon our graduation day, those dreams probably look a little different and may feel less like dreams and more like work. I pray that you haven't given up on dreaming, though. Don't let yourself get caught up into thinking that your dreams have become just a checklist. Because your dreams are more than just a checklist of finding a job, starting a family, and retiring someplace warm, hopefully. It may seem monotonous when you look at how we've taken the same courses with the same professors in the same classrooms as countless other students who have graduated from UW-Platteville over the last 150 years. But if I were to ask each of you what your dreams are, you would each have a unique answer that reveals your life's experiences and the longings of your heart. And that's incredible. The person sitting next to you does not have the same experience as you. Everyone here has had a unique experience while here at UW-Platteville. To your right may be a dining services manager. To your left, the president of her sorority. The person in front of you may be an RA, and behind you, a student athlete. In these last few years you spent in Platteville, I think you will find these experiences hardly monotonous. And the time spent in organizations, the friendships we've built, and the memories we've shared are the little things that have stitched together our time in college, so that when we walk away with our diplomas, we are walking away with part of our dreams that has so much more meaning than we ever thought that it would. So I dare you to keep dreaming. Your dreams will determine where you go from here. I want you to remember that when you leave Platteville, you are not just another UWP graduate. You are going to make a huge difference in the lives of the people you meet. You're not going to be just another coworker, just another soccer mom, or just another person in line at the checkout. Your unique dreams have set you apart. And it's not because of your degree that you are going to be changing lives. It's because of the person you've become while pursuing your degree. And our friends and family here today will gladly remind you of that. There will be struggles tomorrow, but as we face them, let us show the world that we still have a dream, and we're excited to see where it takes us next. Thank you.
Thank you, Amanda. I'm sorry I didn't adjust the podium for you. I'm sorry about that. Everyone in the audience, you may be wondering what the different colored stoles and cords are that our graduates are wearing. Our international students wear white flag stoles featuring the United States flag and the flags of their home country. University of Wisconsin-Platteville students who have studied abroad wear stoles featuring the flag of the country in which they studied. Clubs, organizations, and honor societies have bestowed different color stoles and pins on their graduates, representing extracurricular and high-impact practice learning that went along with their classroom experience. And for this special class, they're also wearing pins and special decals on their tassels that indicate that they are the sesquicentennial class for University of Wisconsin-Platteville. At this time, I'd like to call special attention to those wearing gold honor cords. The students graduating with academic honors also are designated with asterisks in your program. So at this time, I ask those individuals who have achieved honors and are graduating magna cum laude to please rise. These students have earned cumulative grade point averages above a 3.5. So congratulations to you, our magna cum laude graduates. And now, will those students earning the highest honors and are graduating summa cum laude please stand? This special group of students have earned cumulative grade point averages between a 3.75 and a perfect 4.0. Please join me again in congratulating the summa cum laude graduates. You look very serious. Please be seated. Today's principal speaker is a Platteville native and a 1974 alumnus who went on to receive his medical degree from the University of Wisconsin at Madison. He is a pediatrician and has practiced pediatric intensive care and neonatology and is currently the Chief Officer Emeritus at Gunderson Health System in La Crosse, Wisconsin. His leadership at Gunderson Health System has garnered international attention for the organization's success in decreasing healthcare costs and enhancing the well-being of the community by launching sustainability efforts and setting a goal of achieving energy independence. So please join me in welcoming back Dr. Jeffrey Thompson.
So I brought my iPad up here so I can convince all young people that I'm really a techno wizard and not a member of the original graduating class 150 years ago, which you've seen. It's a little daunting to give a bunch of smart young people any kind of advice, so I don't really have any advice except probably don't take any advice from old people in funny outfits. I want to leave you just a couple things. One is you will get a lot of advice, and a lot of people will tell you how to think. And one of the things they do is they'll give you false choices. And one of my favorite authors is a pair of authors, Dan and Chip Heath. One's from California, one's from Carolinas. And they wrote a number of books. One of the books is called Decisive. It's all about decision making. You're going to make a million decisions in the next few years. It's a great book. When I left here, went to Madison, went to medical school, trained in California and upstate New York. Got married. Been married 37 years. Raised 3 amazing children who contribute to society, went to school, good human beings. We travel the world. I played soccer on 4 continents with my children. We've climbed Kilimanjaro. We've scuba dove the bottom of the Great Barrier Reef. At the same time, at the same time, I was a newborn intensive care doc, taking care of babies less than a pound, children that were run over by tractors. And eventually did that and was the CEO of an organization responsible for 7,000 employees, hundreds of thousands of patients' lives, and $1 billion of the community's money. You can do both. People will, in your career, say, here's a choice, this or that. You can stick by your values. You can do more than one thing. It is a false choice to force you into that. The power of looking at "and" is a huge opportunity for you staring forward. I learned a lot. I learned a lot when I was here at Platteville. I had professors that challenged me, that forced me to take responsibility for my own education. That's a good thing. It's a good thing. One of the best surgeons at Gunderson, famous surgeon, led the breast center. Breast center is the first breast center in the country. It's a center of excellence. Beat Hopkins, beat Stanford. Fabulous surgeon. Disciplined. Measured his outcomes. He didn't believe that just because he was in a little place he couldn't do well. He didn't believe the conventional wisdom that only fancy places can get you to the top. He did it by delivering an amazing service, amazing outcomes to patients. 10 years into his career, only 30% of what he was doing was what he was doing when he started. Only 30%. All the rest he had to learn on the way. You think your learning's done? Boy, you're sliding backwards. You got to keep learning. You have to go after it. Another important thing to remember is that many of you are going to go out and get jobs. And there's a lot of information out there about taking care of your business or your family, your community. One of the biggest misconceptions out there is that social problems, the social issues in this country are a drag on our economy. And I'm here to tell you that is not true. That doesn't have to be true. This is, if you have to take that discipline, you have to take that conventional wisdom and have a disciplined disregard for specific conventional wisdom. A disciplined disregard for conventional wisdom. So, we believe we can take that. Here's an example. Gunderson developed 20 years ago, by listening to patients, by listening to seniors, the best advanced care planning program in the world. It's most used in the United States. It's used in all of Australia, Singapore. The European Union are picking it up. It's used around. It drove legislation in the most recent Healthcare Reform Act. It got there by us saying, what do you really want? What is really important to you? What really matters to you? Seniors get to choose what their care is. This might sound like what all of healthcare ought to be, but it is not. It is not. Around the country, the average number of seniors that have a plan that's available and is followed by the plan is less than 20%. Ours is over 95%. Why is it over 90%? Because we have the discipline to listen, the durability to stay with it, and the courage to admit it when we're not right and fix it. Another example. How does that help the fabric of our community? It helps the fabric of the community because we have seniors now that believe they're getting the care they need. Does it help my bottom line at Gunderson? No, it hurts the bottom line because most seniors pay, and how much you do to them, you get more pay. But long term, it helps the fabric of the community. Child abuse is a major problem in this country. Sure, you might know that 1,500 children die of abuse or neglect in this country every year. What is less well known is 10,000, 20, 50, maybe 100,000 are severely damaged by ongoing trauma, ongoing problems. The data now, the hard data followed over more than a generation, shows that this problem of abuse and neglect of children is one of the major conduits to obesity, heart disease, and mental illness in our country. We said, is our responsibility just to take care of sick people when they show up? Just take care of the little kid when he's battered and hits our emergency department? Or do we move upstream into the community to improve the health and well-being of the community? This is our job. Our job is to take responsibility more than what previously people defined it to be. This is going to separate your generation from the ones before you. It is a great opportunity. Here's another example. I'm an ICU guy. I go to the ICU, and here's a child on a ventilator, a 5-year-old boy on a ventilator. He's got asthma. He's fighting to breathe every single breath. You could say, well, are measures right? Are we giving the right medicines? Are we counting everything right? Or you could say, why does he have asthma? Why is he here? Why is he here again? 3,000, 4,000 people die of asthma in this country every year. 3 to 5 million die every year in the world of air quality issues. So we looked at that and we said, are we responsible? Do we just take care of sick people, or do we do other things? We face the brutal facts, straight out of Jim Collins, another great author you ought to read. In Good to Great, face the facts. We face the facts. Gunderson was putting 465,000 pounds of particulate matter into the air every year by the energy and heat we're using, fossil fuels. 465,000 pounds. We have cardiac patients, we have heart patients, we have respiratory patients, we have children with asthma, and we're polluting the air at that rate? We said, that's not good. We can't do that. Who's going to fix it? The government? The business and the Sierra Club? We got to fix it. We took responsibility and fixed it. It's why I got to speak in Paris at the climate talks this year. 140 world leaders, the most number of world leaders ever in the history of the world. 190 nations. I didn't get on the podium with all the world leaders. It turns out, Pope kind of took the main stage, but I did get to speak. And I got to speak because we did something. We didn't wring our hands. We didn't wait for the government to fix it. We went after this. We made ourselves more efficient. We changed how we generated our power. In 2015, when the rest of the world is setting goals to be 30% less by 2030 and 50% less in greenhouse gases by 2050, Gunderson's 90% less than 2008. 90% less greenhouse gases. And this is where that disciplined disregard for conventional wisdom comes in. Because conventional wisdom says, well, it's the environment or jobs. It's the environment or the economy. It's just crap. It turns out we did both. We lowered the cost of care. We improved our local economy by sourcing our power from our region. And we markedly improved the environment. We set an example for the rest of the people in our community. We've told this story around the state, the region, and now around the world. So Wisconsin can lead on those kinds of activity. One last piece on the environment. I'm a neonatologist. I worry about babies. I worry about babies coming in. Most of you were children. Some of you I'm not so sure, but most of you were babies at one time. And if you look around this country right now, look at the blood coming out of babies, the first blood, before they have their first breath. If you take a piece of cord blood and look at it, the average number of chemicals, non-human chemicals in their bloodstream is over 100. It's over 100. You can find a couple studies that might be down close to 50. Many are over 200. Every single baby born. Where does this come from? From someplace else? No, it comes from us. There's really no way, except maybe that satellite that went past Pluto and kept on going. That's probably a way. Everything else, it stays right with us here. It stays with us. We went after that. We said it's our responsibility. You can't just flush it down the drain. You can't throw it in the landfill. We dropped our hazardous pharmaceutical waste by 21 times, 2,100%. and saved $140,000 a year doing it. It's not money or the environment. You can do both. How do we do this? We did it with people. Here's my last book for you to read. So, you thought you're going to go out partying tonight, you're going to read books. It'll be great. It'll be great. Just sit around, read books. It'll be good. Stephen Covey wrote The Speed of Trust. You build trust. We need these things for the community, and now the community trusts us. We believe we're there for the health and well-being of the community. We set up a way of behaving in the organization where the senior leadership get no bonuses. They have no offices. They have no special perks. They have no golden parachutes. They're never allowed to lay off, have mass layoffs to balance the budget. So the staff trust us. So now instead of 50, I have 7,000 people working to improve the health and well-being of the community. That's how you develop trust. That's how you move an organization forward. That's how you improve the health and well-being of your community. So it takes sticking with your values. It takes believing you can do more than one thing at a time. The power of and, putting it together. It takes some courage, some discipline, some durability, of course, and it takes a disciplined disregard for conventional wisdom. With that, you can tear into it, and you'll do well. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Dr. Thompson, for those inspiring words. One of the things that we strive for in student learning outcomes at the university is to help students to continue to develop their critical thinking, and I think that's a very important point, that things are rarely yes or no. It's rarely a dichotomy. Frequently, you can do both. And I have to admit that you are the best preserved 150-year-old person I've ever seen. I'd now ask that Melissa Gavin, President of the Alumni Association Board of Directors, come forward. I want you to note her very school-spirited shoes. I think you might need to, get him over the flowers. Notice Dr. Kinwa Muzinga. And she's here to present the Alumni Lifetime Memberships.
On behalf of the UW-Platteville Alumni Association, it is my pleasure and honor to congratulate the May 2016 commencement class. I encourage you to stay connected to UW-Platteville after graduation. Volunteer to serve on the Alumni Association Board of Directors or the College of BILSA Alumni Chapter. Plan to attend an alumni event in your area or come back to campus for the BILSA Golf Outing, which is happening May 20th. Career fairs, other alumni activities, and don't forget to come back for the 150th celebration at Homecoming in October. Proudly hang your diploma in your office and encourage others to seek out UW-Platteville for an undergraduate degree or an advanced degree. Follow us on our social media sites or keep in contact with faculty and staff on campus. There are many ways to be an active alumnus. At each commencement, the Alumni Association recognizes select graduates by awarding them a lifetime membership into the Alumni Association. This is a $400 value. Recipients for this award have been involved on campus and in the community, have professional development experience, academic excellence, and their nominators feel strongly that they will continue to stay involved with the university and the Alumni Association after graduation. For this semester, we have selected 6 individuals as recipients, and 2 are graduating this morning. Annie Basterling, please stand. Annie majored in biology and forensic investigation and is from Roseville, Minnesota. Carrie Robbins, please stand. Carrie is also earning her degree in biology. She is from New Lisbon, Wisconsin. Congratulations, Annie and Carrie, and congratulations to all the graduates this morning.
Thank you, Melissa. Chancellor Dennis J. Shields is completing his 6th year at the University of Wisconsin-Platteville. And during that time, he has guided the campus through tremendous growth in programs, resources, and facilities. By using innovative public-private methods, he led the construction of Roundtree Commons and Bridgeway Commons, ensuring that all of our freshmen and sophomores could remain engaged in campus life through residential living. We know through the scholarship of teaching and learning that students who are living in residence halls are more likely to be successful, are more likely to persist, and finally graduate. And the chancellor was the one who led to this possibility of having all of our freshmen and sophomores live on campus. In addition, he has championed the faculty and staff by working with all aspects of shared governance, ensuring the university remains committed to our core mission of providing an affordable and accessible education. So, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the podium Chancellor Dennis J. Shields.
Thank you, Dr. Danherter. Good morning. I'm going to take a point of personal privilege here for just a second before I start my formal remarks. Dr. Danherter, would you please stand? Dr. Mitty Danherter has served as the Vice Chancellor and Provost during all of my nearly 6 years here at the University of Wisconsin-Platteville. She's stepping down this summer and will rejoin the faculty to teach, and I hope we can convince her to work on some special projects here at the university. Mitty has been here for 30 years. She's been a teacher, a scholar, and an administrator. And I think the one enduring trait that she has is a selfless interest in the students, staff, and faculty of this institution. She's been a great aid to me in her service over the last 6 years. And finally, she's one of the kindest, most thoughtful people I have ever had the privilege of meeting. She's been a great colleague, and most significantly, a great friend. I'm in her debt, and I believe generations of students, faculty, and staff are also in her debt. So a round of applause to thank her for her service. Graduates, I'm pleased to welcome you to this ceremony. It is special for both you and the University of Wisconsin-Platteville. We are very proud of all of your accomplishments. Congratulations. Parents and honored guests, this day would not have been possible without your support and your belief in these graduates, that they would reach this milestone, and we are very pleased to celebrate this day with you in present. Congratulations and thank you for all you've done to aid these students' success. To our faculty and staff, thank you for your dedication, for the hours spent inside and outside of the classroom, providing advice, teaching, guidance, and providing opportunity for these graduates. Your care, and there's an excellent example, there's amazing what you do day in and day out. In particular, and I'll mention the biology department again. Tragically, one of our graduates from the biology department lost their parent in an automobile accident last week. The whole department has stepped forward to support that student through this very tough time. It is an example of the way this faculty, this staff steps up to support and care for our students. You have my heartfelt thanks for that support. Let's give them a round of applause. I just noticed I have a timer here. I better speed it up. Graduates, this is a special day for you and the university as a whole, especially this year, our sesquicentennial year, the 150th anniversary of our founding. For any organization, and certainly this university, to thrive, it must adapt and transform over time. Looking at this campus today, you might not know that this once was a two-college town, hosting both a teacher's college and a mining school. To adapt to changing times and to improve our ability to provide an exemplary education in Southwest Wisconsin, the two schools merged in 1959 and began their journey as the university that you see today. Since then, graduates every year, just like you, filled with excitement and expectation for the future, have graduated. Know, like our past graduates, you now possess the expertise and skills necessary to go out into the world and make contributions to your communities, to business, and to industry. Now, it is, in fact, highly unlikely that you will stay with the same company or serve in the same position your entire career. It is more likely that in the first 10 years of your career, you will change jobs, or the expectations of your job will change as many as 7 times. And change can be scary. But I say this to give you confidence. You are ready. Platteville graduates are highly valued. Local, state, and national businesses seek out our graduates not just because of their technical expertise, but also for their ability to adapt and transform. You, our graduates, have, as a result of your education here, strong communication skills, strong writing skills, the ability to build excellent relationships, and the energy and creativity to be extraordinarily successful. These are all components of a strong liberal arts education. This is why you are ready to begin your career, to pursue a graduate degree, embark on a humanitarian endeavor, or launch a new business. Platteville has prepared you well for all of these options. When I was an admissions officer, maybe 13 or 14 years ago, a mentor suggested to me that I could rise higher, perhaps become a dean and maybe later a chancellor. I was a little skeptical, but I knew it meant I had to believe in myself and be ready to take on new challenges, and most importantly, like you've heard earlier today, continue learning. Now, as I come to nearly 6 years of service as a chancellor, I realize how I adapted and transformed my career. You can do the same things. As a university, we continue, as we have for 150 years, to evolve and serve the citizens of this great state and beyond. As you leave the university, you too will need to adapt and transform. You began that process when you first arrived here on campus. Over the course of your academic career, you've built a foundation that allows you to transform throughout your life's journey. As you begin this transition to life outside the university, bring your ability to enact change to your families, to your work, and to your communities. Bring your energy and creativity to bear. Get involved in local causes. For me, the overriding cause over the course of my career has been the interest in creating greater diversity in all aspects of higher ed. It's been my passion, and I urge you to find your passion. Be a catalyst for change. I'm certain that each and every one of you has a person like my mentor at the University of Platteville who was a catalyst for change during your time here. Please stay engaged with this institution and help us continually adapt and transform. Become that positive influence for generations of pioneers to come. You are ready to be that catalyst, and today marks a great accomplishment. You have earned your degree, and you are well positioned to learn and to do even more. Use the lessons you have learned in adapting to college to adapt to challenges that lie ahead of you. Your ability to transform, as this university has successfully done for over 150 years, will allow you to thrive in this changing world. Congratulations on this sesquicentennial graduation. Congratulations on your degree. And as you go forth, remember the past, celebrate the present, and pioneer the future. And by doing so, you will ensure that every day is a great day to be a pioneer. Thank you.
Thank you, Chancellor. And now for the main event. Will all of the individuals who are about to receive bachelor's degrees please stand? Chancellor Shields, as provost and as directed by the university faculty, I certify that the individuals standing before you are candidates for the Bachelor of Arts or Bachelor of Science. And upon completion of the prescribed curricula, remember you still have final exams, are entitled to receive their degrees from the University of Wisconsin-Platteville. I therefore recommend to you that these candidates be granted the appropriate diplomas for the curricula completed.
Upon this certification by the Provost and Vice Chancellor, and with the authority vested in me by the Board of Regents of the University of Wisconsin System, I am pleased to confer upon you the degree that you have earned, together with all the rights and privileges attending thereto. Congratulations.
You may be seated. At this time, I'd like to recognize our registrar, David Keycaper, who will read the names of the candidates. And I also ask Dr. Wayne Weber, Dean of the College of Business, Industry, Life Science, and Agriculture, to come forward.
Will the candidates for the degrees of Bachelor of Arts and Bachelor of Science from the College of Business, Industry, Life Science, and Agriculture please stand? Chancellor Shields and Provost Benherter, as Dean of the College, I present to you the candidates for the degrees of Bachelor of Arts or Bachelor of Science. Candidates, please come forward.
I forgot something. You're supposed to move your tassels from the right to the left.
Congratulations.
Now, please come forward.
Alicia Nicole Bone. Jody Eileen Borg. Zachary R. Bostic. Lucas J. Barassa. Kelsey Amber Brockhoff. David Gordon Breinig. Matthew M. Buffington. Michael James Buter. John Eric Bukowski. Christian Robert Burke. Ryan G. Butke. Benjamin P. Canaday. Amanda Marie Carpenter. Farina Paige Casper. Matthew L. Casper. Jeffrey A. Cheehey. Kelsey Marie Collins. Zachary James Crawford. Levi S. Curran. Brooke C. Deeringer. Doreen Lynn Docknell. Elizabeth Ann Donner. John Victor Draginis. Desmond T. Duro. Kimberly Nicole Durward. Maria C. Everly. Paige Nicole Erickey. Matthew Stephen Ellis. Zachary B. Elstrom. Gavin W. Falk. Troy Robert Farrell. Tyler John Fabrizius. Jade Courtney Farbo. Morgan S. Furtig. Shauna Marie Fortuna. Mary Margaret Frankie. Katja Jane Frank. Greg Fredericks. Tyler R. Frost. Jacob Eric Fulmer. Stephanie A. Gallison. Matthew S. Gabriel. Kyle Lawrence Gambon. Lorraine Denason Pillay. Matthew William Geyer. Caleb J. Gintner. Stephen R. Gedeke. Blaine C. Gould. Lauren Julia Grady. Taylor Marie Grant. Maggie Catherine Gravel. Andrew Lucas Green. Abby Lee Grisham. Jared Joel Rutzmacher. Isaiah D. Greibush. Stephen R. Paul. Valerie N. Harris. Stephen J. Hasselman. Carl R. Hatfield. Mariah Marie Henderson. Jason Robert Henkins. Brian Mark Hare. Emma G. Heiser. Nicholas James Hoffman. Reese S. Hussey. Matthew Kevin Ingenstrom. John Jackson. Tara Lynn Jelly. Erica R. Johnson. Kelsey E. Johnson. Matthew Franklin Jones. Brian J. Castra. Callie Jo Costenson. Ashley Kate Kading. Camille Jacob Cowger. Marissa Carol Kelly. Eric J. Kesnick. Aaron Ann Kettle. Royce Stephen Keys. Caitlin M. Knuth. Trent Coleman. Amelia J. Korn. Michael D. Krieger. Wes L. Krug. Alec James Keeter. Seth Michael Kuss. Andrea L. Landis. Emily R. Lesage. Stephen G. LaFay. Weston L. Lemoyne. Jacob T. Liam. Andrew Dennis Levson. Andrew J. Lindbergh. Zachary Tyler Loger. Michael John Long. Bradley D. Lovell. David A. Lipkus. Catherine M. Mako Webster. Teresa Margaret Madlin. Ryan J. Magic. Jacob Manning. Kayla Marks. Marissa A. Martin. Miguel D. Matos. Keegan D. McBeth. Jessica Lee McCullough. Michelle L. Miner. Brighton M. Melanis. Kelly Jean Menton. Olivia Joan Myler. Cassandra Lee Meyer. Benjamin Bruce Meyerhofer. Cassandra J. Miller. Rima Minazetinova. Cody Allen Mitchum. Dylan R. Moore. Felicia A. Moy. Sarah Ann Nadig. Bergen B. Nelson. Gabriel P. Ness. Tyler James Knoll. Mackenzie N. Novak. Bree Osagenba Perez. Aaron R. O'Connell. Ronald L. Osborne. Kendra Lynn Ostendorf. Chase W. Owen. Nayan K. Patel. Robert M. Pavelski. Ian James Peck. Rachel Emily Peters. Katie L. Peterson. Nicolette V. Peterson. Benjamin James Flefka. Jennifer Marie Pigou. Jessa C. Pierce. Caitlin Elizabeth Flo. Riley Charles Putney. Ashley Ann Kreuzer. Allison E. Quick. Bryn K. Quick. Alicia J. Reschke. Callison G. Randolph. Maxwell J. Rango. Derek D. Rankin. Aryan Rashidi. Rachel Lee Rauch. Mackenzie Lee Reed. Nick Paul Reinhold. Austin J. Renz. Brianna R. Reynolds. Victoria C. Wright. Rebecca L. Riley. Peyton C. River. Carrie A. Robbins. Stephen A. Robillard. Trevor James Robinson. Danielle E. Rodenkirk. Catherine Ann Rogers. Garrett Thomas Rose. Matthew W. Roundtree. Sarah Elizabeth Rundy. Justin K. Russell. Lexi May Elaine Sander. Haley J. Schaefer. Raylene Jewel Schutte. Shasta Ray Shager. Jesse Dane Shramik. Christina M. Snachars. Crystal Fawn Sontag. Jordan M. Spurley. Rebecca Taylor Steele. Connor Paul Stremwa. Tyler J. Suter. Jared M. Tenhagen. Carissa Ann Tolsman. Samantha Ray Tomczewski. Joshua L. Trannell. Briar Rose Trotter. Beverly E. Unti. Adeline Marie Uppena. Jacob Peter Vadnais. Brian R. Van Bogart. Anne Elizabeth Vesterling. Eric M. Vilwalk. Danielle C. Van Ruden. Elena Lynn Voss. Patrick Wagner. Nicole L. Walsh. Bradley Thomas Weber. Jonathan T. Weiskircher. Daniel T. Weiss. Kendall Robert Welch. Allison Marie Wells. Andrea Wenzel. Adam John Werlheim. Ariel Rose Whitaker. Mitch Willie. Josie Ann Willett. Haley Susan Williams. Austin Lee Winkler. Kai John Wietek. Samantha Jean Rosinski. Jasmine L. Wyan. Kelsey Nicole Yeager. Michaela K. Zenz. Robert W. Zettel.
On behalf of the College of Business, Industry, Life Science, and Agriculture, congratulations. I also just want to take a moment and acknowledge our provost, Dr. Denherter. On behalf of the College of Business, Industry, Life Science, and Agriculture, we greatly appreciate everything you've done for our students, faculty, staff, and university. Thank you, Provost Denherter.
Okay, it's not fair to make me cry before I have to get up and talk. But thank you very much. You know, I used to have a little part in here where I reminded family and friends not to get too rowdy or noisy, and I took it out when I finally realized that the rowdiest people in the room are the faculty. Putting together this ceremony takes considerable work. Much of it is behind the scenes. So I want to thank the following people: the senior staff, some of whom are seated here on stage, The Commencement Committee, led by Dr. Joanne Wilson and Dr. Lenina Lamanovic, Commencement Marshal Laura Bayless, who is the Assistant Vice Chancellor for Student Affairs, and Registrar Dick Kiefer, who so ably read the names of the graduates. Student ambassadors who served as ushers, the Ensemble Nouveau for the music, Media Technology Services, and the Division of External Relations. Would all of those I've just mentioned who have helped with today's ceremony please rise and be recognized. Now, sitting in front of the stage is a group. They have other attributes besides just being rowdy. But it's a group who has taught you graduates, they have advised you, they have mentored you. And they do this because teaching is a calling, and they have a great passion for teaching, for public education, for their disciplines, and for you, the students. So I'd ask now that the faculty and staff please rise and turn toward their graduates so that the graduates can give you a round of applause. Now, none of this would have been possible without the last group I want to mention. This group has helped our graduates throughout their college careers and, in fact, throughout their entire lives. So would the families and friends of the 2016 sesquicentennial graduates please stand and be recognized by those graduates? You please turn to page 52 in the commencement program for your alma mater, read again by Caitlin Rinka. Please be seated. The commencement ceremonies have been recorded and are available for on-demand viewing on the campus website. I ask that everyone please remain seated until the stage party and the faculty have left the gymnasium. And once the faculty have reached the lobby, the graduates are dismissed and can join their families and friends. The flags representing all the countries from which our students hail are displayed out in the main lobby for photographs, as are the college banners. So once again, congratulations to the University of Wisconsin-Platteville sesquicentennial graduating class of May 2016. The ceremony is now ended. Family and friends, please congratulate your graduates.